pretty good start. I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on yesterday's video. I've been wanting to do a cut comm like that for a while, but I haven't really had the motivation, and I didn't really think it was really the time to do it, I guess. But the other day I got my new webcam, so that's what really motivated me to really do this type of video. You know what's really annoying, actually? You're at school or something, and it's like your first day of school, and the teacher pronounces your name wrong. And it's like, it's not even a hard name to pronounce, you know? Like Brendan, for instance. Every single teacher I've had, they've always said Brandon first. And I'm just like, it's Brendan. It's not that hard. Honestly, I think every teacher I've had is dyslexic. I've even had comments on my YouTube videos saying Brandon or Braden or Bob! Alright, well that was a little over-exaggeration, but you get the idea. It's honestly not that hard to read Brendan. It's B-R-E-N-D-A-N. I mean, not B-R-A-N-D-E-N. It actually frustrates me. I remember my history teacher last year, every single time she called on me, she said Brandon. And I remember one time, one of my friends, Khalid, made a freaking big deal about it. He raised his hand, he was like, Miss Winter? His name's Brendan, not Brandon. And I'm just like, oh God. And Miss Winter looks at me, she goes, is Brendan? I was like, yeah, it's only been 150 days of school, but yeah, it's pronounced Brendan. She goes, I'm sorry, Brandon. It's okay, though. I forgive her. She was like 75. It was her last year. She was retiring after that. Whatever. I don't care. Brandon? Is there a Brandon? And I'm just like, I don't see no freaking Brandon. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm just like, oh, Brendan? It's Brendan! I don't think she was insane. I just think she was old. I think that was her problem. She was just old. I felt bad at some points. I should probably just legally change my name to Brandon. But then people will start calling me Brendan! I actually remember we had a history project in that class, and the project was like you had to choose an invention from like the 40s or something, the 1940s. And you had to remake that, like, invention, and then write, like, a paragraph about it, or a page, or whatever. I don't really remember. Was it the 1940s or the 1840s? Ah, whatever. It doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. I was looking at things that were invented in the whatever time period we had to do, and my project was cotton candy. So I asked my teacher, I was like, do I have to make my own cotton candy, like, homemade, or can I use a machine? Because you had to, like, present the invention in class. So she said, you should try and do it without the machine, you know, just because they didn't really have the machines back then. I was like, okay. So, like, we had, like, a month to work on this project or something. And I remember, I was just like, alright, so, here's my plan. I'll just say, I've tried my hardest, Miss Winter. I really did, trying to do it without the machine. But, fuck that. I remember I was like, Mom, you gotta get me a cotton candy machine on your way home today. You know, I tried it out, you know, it was pretty cool. So I wrote my little paragraph, my little page or whatever on it. And the day before the project is due, the day before it was due, I was just like, Miss Winter, I tried my dandiest to do without the cotton candy machine, but I just couldn't do it. She was like, oh, that's okay, Brandon. I forgive you. You can do it with the machine. And I was just like, you the best. I made cotton candy in class. It was pretty freaking awesome. I had to, you know, I got to make cotton candy. And it was like, right when I was like setting up the cotton candy machine, you know, to present it and stuff, she was like, do you need any help with that? And I was just like, do you know how to work a cotton candy machine? She was just like, no. And I was like, okay then. She was just trying to help. I understand, but if she didn't know what she was doing, what's the point?